Hi, I am Dr. Arsalan and today we are going to discuss the phylum Annelida. The word Annelida is derived from Latin language, the annelus. Annelus means rings. So it's a Latin word, annelus. It means rings because the bodies of these worms, as you can see in the diagrams, bear rings. So these are also called as segmented animals. These compartments or segments are attached to each other. So due to these separate segments or compartments of their body, these are also referred to as metamerically segmented. These are basically metamerically segmented animals. Metamerically segmented animals. The common examples of this phylum include the Neires, the Earthworm and Leech. So these are the three common examples of the phylum Annelida and are divided into three classes. Now we will discuss the classification of phylum Annelida. Phylum Annelida comprises three classes. The first one is Polychitae, second one is Oligochitae, and third one is Hirudinea. The word chitae basically refers to the locomotory organs. So the locomotory organs of these animals, these are called as chitae. These are the locomotory organs. So therefore the animals having many chitae or many locomotory organs, for example in Neires, these are called Polychitae. Having few chitae or locomotory organs like Earthworm, these are called Oligochitae. And the Hirudinea, the Leech is classified under the class of Hirudinea because Leech is also called as Hirudo. So these were the three classes of phylum Annelida. The Polychitae having many feet like Neires, the Oligochitae having few feet like Earthworm, and the Hirudinea comprising the Leech or Hirudo. So these are the phylum are divided into different segments and body parts. These are called segmented bodies, or we can also refer to as these are the metamerically segmented animals. This kind of animals, in each segment the respiratory organs, the excretory organs, the nervous organs and reproductive organs are present in each segment of this animal. So therefore these are called as metamerically segmented. The body can be divided into two equal halves by imaginary line. For example, in case of leech, we can divide this leech into two equal parts. So this is called bilaterally symmetrical. Next character is their shape. The annelids may be cylindrical in shape, earthworm, or these may be dorso-ventrally flattened. So for example Neires. So the annelids may be cylindrical or dorso-ventrally flattened. These are triploblastic animals. It comprises three layers, and next these are the coelomates, the true coelomate animals having body cavity, and this coelom has coelomic fluid. Next is the circulatory system. So these animals have closed circulatory system and have 4 to 5 pairs of hearts to supply the blood to different segments of the animals, and the blood is red colored due to hemoglobin. So hemoglobin is present in their blood and blood appears as red colored. These have closed circulatory system. Next is the digestive system. In case of free living animals or free living annelids, the digestive system is complete, bearing mouth as well as anus and digestive enzymes to digest their food. Next is the excretory system. The excretory organs in annelids are nephridia. Let's say this is the segment of an annelid, and in each segment there is a nephridia. Nephridia comprises two parts. The mouth of nephridia is called nephrostome. The nephrostome collects the waste from the segment and then removes these waste from the excretory pore called nephriospore. So next is the nervous system. In case of annelids, the nervous system comprises the paired ganglion. These paired ganglion lies on the dorsal surface of the body. So these are also referred to as dorsal ganglion, from which the nerve cords arise and are supplied to each segment. So these are the nerve cords. So the nervous system is simple, comprising the paired ganglion which are present on the dorsal surface of the animals, from which the nerve cords are arising. Next is the reproductive system. In case of annelids, these are hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite are bisexual animals in which the single animal contains both testes and ovaries. So testes and ovaries are existing in the same animal. So therefore this animal is also called as monoecious. So the annelids are basically hermaphrodite, bisexual or monoecious animals. However, these animals show the cross fertilization. So the annelids have two types of reproduction, the sexual as well as asexual. Sexual reproduction involves the union of sperm and ova, while asexual reproduction is through regeneration. So the property of regeneration is present in the annelids. Next is the locomotion. So the locomotory organs of the annelids are chitae, architae and parapodia. These are basically the locomotory organs of the annelids, And the annelids have both longitudinal as well as circular muscles for locomotion. So they have both circulatory as well as longitudinal muscles so that they can show the complete movement by means of parapodia, setae or chitae. Next is the respiratory system. So annelids lack the true respiratory system, and the respiration occurs by general body surface by the process of diffusion, or in some conditions the gills are present, for example in case of leech. Next is the skin. Skin of the annelids is made up of epidermis, and this epidermis is glandular to keep the skin moist for the purpose of respiration. Because we know that they lack the respiratory organs or respiratory system, and they respire through general body surface or skin, so therefore their skin is glandular and moist for the efficient respiration. The cuticle. Cuticle is the tough and flexible membrane which covers or surrounds the whole body of these insects or worms, and this cuticle is basically made up of waxes or lipids. So this is basically protective in nature and to prevent the evaporation from the body. Next is metamorphosis. Newly worms are hatched from the eggs. They don't resemble their parents or adults, so these undergo certain morphological changes. Such changes from the fertilization of ovum till development of the adult is called metamorphosis, and they bear the larval stages. The larva of these annelids is called trochophore larva. Next is the habitat. These annelids are found in all types of habitat, for example in the damp soil like earthworm, in the freshwater like leech, and in the marine environment, for example the Neires. So these are present in all types of habitats. Some are free living, for example the earthworm, while others are parasite, for example the leech. Leech is parasite and earthworm is free living. Skeleton is basically hydrostatic skeleton. Hydrostatic skeleton is the skeleton in which the turgidity of the skeleton or strength of the skeleton is maintained by the fluid, and this is the coelomic fluid which maintains the turgidity of the skeleton and make it hydrostatic. Now we will discuss the economical importance of the annelids. Leech is the most notorious annelid. So leech is a blood-sucking parasite. These mostly suck blood from the cattle and buffalo and cause health hazards to these animals. So this is their economically important aspect. The next, earthworm. Earthworm makes the soil porous. It creates or makes pores in the soils and thus increases the soil fertility. So soil fertility is increased by the earthworm. So this is a useful aspect of the annelids, and also some leeches are used in the Unani medicines or herbal drugs. So these are the economically important aspects of the annelids. Thank you.